Hey everyone, Bruno here. Today we have a new video and we're continuing our binary options trading on the broker platform Pocket Option. I've left the registration link in the pinned comments, so make sure to join. We have already tried a lot of things and learned a lot as well. Today we will not reinvent the wheel. We'll keep working with technical analysis as always. Of course, we'll use some tools along the way, but we'll do everything to make our trading session as smooth and profitable as possible. Let's go. The platform is open. The link is in the description, and don't forget to join my Telegram channel. The link is also down there. Let's go. Let's pick any currency pair. Generally speaking, you can apply technical analysis to any asset. The only exception are specific setups that you might or might not like, which depends entirely on your experience. Like, the more you trade, the more you remember the setups that made you money. Well, for the most part, I'd say rely on this intuition in your trading. It will not let you down most of the time. Let's start with this. I like how the chart is forming here and how we can put the levels. So let's begin with this one. Look, first, I'll identify the horizontal support and resistance levels. For better clarity and more info, let's switch to a higher 5-minute time frame. Higher time frames show us that overall price trend. And here, guys, we had a downward trend. Let's immediately put a ray from the highest point. Let's define it here. Minimum, maximum. Here's our low. So the price was falling down to this point. We need to put this many levels here to understand all the strong key zones where reactions happen. Specifically in this area. This is the area where we are trading. Let's switch to the 1-minute time frame. We can see that the price is now moving up from the support level. The only thing we can say right away is that this movement is very volatile. Since there are shadows both on the bottom and the top, right now the price is making a corrective move, approaching the support zone. Let's open our first position from the zone for 100 bucks. If the price drops lower, we will open a recovery trade anyway. I always tell you to use recovery trades if you take a loss on a setup, but you're confident that the price will go in your direction. Maybe you just entered at a bad time. This happens. So make sure you have a sufficient balance so these recovery trades can save you. Here's our first trade. Look, we could have opened a recovery position here because the price dropped a bit lower than our entry point, but we're gonna get a win here anyway. If we had opened a recovery trade, it would have been double the profit. The first trade closed in profit, good. 6 seconds left. I just did a super simple analysis for you. I showed you how to put levels and how the price reacts to them. I also mentioned the volatility here. I noticed the candle wicks. All of this played its part. So rely on your gut feeling, and over time it will not let you down, although at the beginning it might sometimes feel like you've understood something, but that feeling can be deceptive, friends. Now let's look for the next setup. Look here, we can enter solely on a trend continuation. Once the trade closes, I'll explain it to you. For now, let's open a long position here too. Here, look, we don't even need to switch to a higher time frame. We can generally see that the chart trend is downward. At least in this interval, it's downward. Right now, the price is near the support zone inside the price channel. We entered right in the middle of this move, which makes it a risky trade. However, the volatility is quite good. We have a correction after the downward move, so I will definitely open a recovery trade here. but at a lower point when the price actually drops to the support zone. So we're monitoring this trade. Let's look at Canadian dollar to Swiss franc. As I said, I'll explain the setup after it closes. Honestly, I really like these situations because you don't even have to guess or do any complex analysis. The price trend is upward, bullish. See the candle wicks? As soon as I opened the chart, I read this information instantly. I see the candle wicks, so I understood there is buying pressure here. They are pushing the price up. I decided to take advantage of this. Plus, I saw that the resistance zone is all the way up here, while the price is at this point. So we had room to grow. Look, here I said we would open a recovery trade. We're opening it for 300 at this point. We're entering here strictly because the price has already made a correction and approached the support zone. From the support zone, we're now opening a position to recover our losing trade, which was opened here, I believe. Also, notice the strength of this level. How many retests we had after the price reached it. Like 1, 2, 3. You could say 3 powerful tests and all 3 were rejected, with the price bouncing back every time. So we traded based on cyclicity. We saw a repeating pattern and opened the trade based on that. Next setup. Everything looks good here for now. We can move on. Let's look at, we already worked here, euro to British pound. Remember, I said you need to rely on your intuition. Well, I don't like it here, but I like it here. Let's try to enter. I entered for 300 completely by accident. Okay, our position closed here or here. Anyway, right here. Yes, guys, it closed in profit. We entered from the support level. Yes, here. We worked it out and locked in a $300 profit. Nice. Now look at the setup here. We have a horizontal resistance zone. The price reached it after an upward move. We see a gradual decrease in local highs. 1 local high, 2, 3, 4. Each one is lower than the previous. This should always tell you something. For example, that a trend reversal is happening or a deep correction. In this case, it's likely a trend reversal because the price is at its peak and reversal at the highs are completely normal. We took a loss here. We entered for 300, so let's recover with 900. Is most likely because a correction is happening in this small interval since our support level is here. We will open a long position from the support level now instead of opening another short trade. You can make a mistake the first time, but the second time, please make sure you predict the price direction correctly. Right now, it's highly possible I did something right because I waited for the price to reach the support zone. Let's see how well the support zone holds up. Volatility. Let's check the volatility. It's good. We see a bounce from this level. Notice the candle, for example, when the price reached this level, there was a sharp rejection. But I must note that the selling pressure here is also quite strong. Even after this bounce, they continued their downward movement and trying their best to break through the support zone. But it's holding for now, trying to push the price away. Well, let's see. Our trade is in a risky spot though. We will use a recovery trade for 1800. Again, in this situation, it's enough to watch how the price behaves right at the level. I see the price trying to bounce off the support zone, and just based on that, I assume there's likely a cluster of buyers in this area who are simply not letting the price drop lower. This is exactly why we see this volatile candle movement. The price simply has nowhere to fall because there really is a support zone here. And just knowing this helps you understand which direction to trade. And as always, guys, I tell you, trade exclusively from support and resistance levels or on trade continuations. But that's also the kind of thing where you need a feel for it, just like finding the right levels. And there we go. Our recovery trade closed in profit, 6,325 on the balance. My friends, an amazing result. We started with 5,000. I don't remember the exact amount, but we definitely made money today. We analyzed a few good setups. I hope you will apply everything I explained and showed today and that it helps you make money. Thanks you all for watching. See you next time.